It seems as though Steve McClaren should start listening to Reggae Boys fans after last night's win against St. Vincent. And I think it is now abundantly clear that we are on a mission and we all, as Jamaican fans, should believe in Steve and our national team.
Reggae Boys starting to pick up the tempo. Slide tackle by Charles. And the shot in the back of the net. It's Warner Brown.
Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
Big up Gunnaz. I hear that. Don't know some of the Gunnaz myself, but big up Gunnaz.
In this video, I'll be doing a match review and a player ratings for Jamaica's 3-0 win over St. Vincent to qualify for Gold Cup 2025. If you're new to the channel, I am Dicanio, an Arsenal fan that covers everything Reggae Boys and local football. If you find that you enjoy the content that I do here, remember to smash that like button. And also for the 61.5% of people who keep watching the videos and are not yet subscribed, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button and to join the Gunnaz community. Remember, every single video I do on this channel must get to 100 likes. So just go ahead and smash that like button. Now, people, that was a wonderful game of football. Jamaica won by 3-0. And I just want to share my thoughts on the game and various things during and after the game that I noticed before giving you guys my player rating. So let's first off talk about the lineup. The lineup was pretty new, right? We saw him go with a more attacking lineup against a weaker opposition, which I specifically have been calling for. So we saw a standard back line with the change of instead of Amari Bell, there was Joel Latibadir at right back and Dexter Lemikisa went over to left back. Surprisingly, Richard King kept his spot and partnered with Ethan Pinnock. And I think that was very good management from Steve McClaren because it would have looked very bad. Even though I did call for Damian Lowe to come in instead of Richard King, I'm not a coach. And I think in hindsight, that was very good management because we all know that Richard King is capable. However, we are fans at the end of the day, and when we see him do something like that, we just don't want to see it again. And if we know there is someone else who doesn't normally do stuff like that in that situation, we are going to be calling for that person if they are added to the squad. However, as I said, Steve McClaren was right to give him the spot, let him see that he has full confidence in him, and he played well on the day, right? Now, heading over into the midfield, which is what was so surprising. So we shaped out in what people could call a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-2, depending on if we're defending or attacking. But the key names were Isaac Hayden, Bobby Reid, and Demarai Gray in that midfield, with Cephas, Bailey, and Warner Brown up top. I made a video just yesterday, I believe, that I posted about fans wanting Cephas and Warner Brown to be starting, right? And it paid off because they both were on the score sheet. And funny enough, folks, you guys crown me king right now because I am a fortune teller and I am a prediction guru because I knew Warner Brown was going to score once he started. I just had that feeling even when I was making that video yesterday. And proof that I am a prediction guru, I'll be posting or putting up in this video while I speak, because before the game I was a bit busy, so I asked one of my friends who is deep in betting. He bets a lot, right, on football matches. And I asked him, I say, yo, how much are Warner Brown odds for score? Check if Warner Brown have odds for score in this game. And him check and him tell me $1.61. I say, the odds don't make no sense with the type of money more I put on it. So I'm going to say, all right, check how much it is for him for score first, right? I was that confident in Warner Brown scoring in this game, right? And when he told me that the odds was $3 plus team score first, we just say nice. We just say nice because I knew Warner Brown was going to score. So said so done. Warner Brown scored the first goal for the game. It's $3 odds, $3,000 bet, win $9,000. That's a $6,000 profit. People, I put my money where my mouth is. And I knew that once this guy started, he was going to score. All right. And as you see, I'll put up on screen the reaction of the people in that group as to how I predicted Warner Brown to score. For me, it was once he started, he had to score. St. Vincent is not an opposition that I fear or I think Warner Brown would fear. Right? He's playing in the Jamaica Premier League, the best league in the Caribbean, and he's scoring against the best teams in that league. So why would he fear St. Vincent and the Grenadine, who is 175 ranked? Right? So, hey man, big up Warner Brown. It was a wonderfully taken goal. win me some money too. So yeah, man, big up yourself, Warner Brown. And I think going forward, Warner Brown should be a regular in this squad. Again, people, he's not just a JPL player. He has been abroad before. He's been in the United States. He's been in Europe. And it shows in the way how he plays. He's very young. He's still very young, but he's quality and he has an eye for goal. And he gives us that youthful exuberance and enthusiasm that I think was missing in that attack line, right? We have too many faces in that attack line who have not performed and they keep on playing. So Warner Brown in that type of mix, someone who is proven, someone who has been scoring goals and is in form, was just the perfect fit for me. And that is the reason why I knew he was going to score in this game. Now, I just want to talk a bit about the patterns of play, right? It was 1-0 after that goal, and we didn't score the last 2 goals until the last few minutes of the game, which I'll get into later on. However, I did see patterns, especially in that second half, and in the first half as well, that are promising. And it just shows what happens when you take your foot off the brakes when playing against low opposition. You don't need to give them so much respect in playing a double pivot, right? And if you're playing a double pivot, have an expansive player in there. Having that Bobby Reid playing beside Isaac Hayden instead of Isaac Hayden and Solia McCullough, or Isaac Hayden and Joel Latibodier really helped. And I think you guys need to give him my props as well, because I did point out that Joel Latibodier was in the squad and listed for the first time as a defender. I did that in my preview and I did that in my live shows leading up to the game. And where did he play? Over the 2 games, he did not play in that midfield. He played as a defender. So I think Steve McClaren, and the reason why I said at the very beginning of this video that Steve McClaren, we should trust him, and I said it in the video that we should believe in him, is because I'm seeing him learn from his mistakes. I'm seeing him learn. I'm seeing him adjust, and I'm seeing him adapt fairly quickly. And that gives me trust. That puts trust in him, in me, for him, right? Because starting instead of starting a double pivot and starting a more creative play and Bobby Reid in that central midfield, it shows that he's been learning, right? Starting Warner Brown instead of Shamar Nicholson, who has not been informed for a very good while in that national team, shows that he's learning. It shows that he's not afraid of making changes. Adding Cephas into that, right? Not just starting or putting Damian Lowe into the team just because he called him. So there are a few things that were very, very promising from that game, especially from Steve McClaren and his approach, that I'm very proud of and would and should really build a whole lot of trust in the fan base in this coach. And the next thing I want to talk about is the fan support. So the game seemed to have had many fans. I was not able to be there because I had an important business meeting that I had to attend. So it's the first Jamaica match in Jamaica that I have not gotten to be at. So yeah, I wasn't there, but I did watch while I was in that meeting, and I did see the crowd. So it was very, very good to see that turnout. Also, another thing about Steve's adaptation is his coaching staff. So I didn't do much research before the video, so I don't know the specific name, but I will find it and put it up on the screen for you guys. But he did getting a new coach, assistant coach, who was actually the coach that won the Under-17 World Cup with England. So he knows what it takes to get to a World Cup and win a World Cup. So adding that level of experience to his coaching staff, he's a guy that you see on the sideline a lot with Steve McClaren. It's really helping. So Steve is understanding his players more. That camp as well that he spoke about with the JPL players made him have more faith in the quality that we have on the island and integrating that, which I'm sure Rennie Simoes did talk to him about as it relates to picking a team and making sure that you get that fan support at the National Stadium when Jamaica is playing. Integrating those players that are quality on the island helps because they play with pride and they really are going to go there and wear their socks off. Once they're quality, they need to be added. The substitutes again, making an impact. That was wonderful. Wonderful. When named Kahim Dixon coming on to get an assist for Cephas' goal, Cephas was promising. So yeah, I'm just gonna run through a quick player ratings. So Andre Blake in goal, clean sheet. Had a few injury niggles, but had a few saves as well, or claims in the box that really took the pressure off the team. So I'm going to give him a standard 7. Dexter Lembikisa was promising, did his defensive work well, kept the ball on the ground, good, neat, intricate play, despite playing as a left back in this game. So I'll just go ahead and give him a 7 rating. Same for Joel Latibodir, did his job, played well, solid. Same for Richard King, same for Ethan Pinnock. I'll give the entire back line a 7. They really held their own. They did not kick the ball away that much, knock the ball on the floor, which was promising. I loved that. I love seeing that. But they also did mix it up. And when they went long, majority of the time, it was accurate. So, yeah, man, I have to big up the back line. Now, that diamond that Steve McClaren loves to talk about with Isaac Hayden there looked a whole lot better in this game. So I'll go ahead and give Isaac Hayden, which I think is really settling in to the national team, a 7 as well. Demarai Gray, not the best Demarai Gray performance, had a few lapsy touches. However, he did put in the work, which was necessary, and we have to commend him for that. So I'll give him a 6.5. Bobby Reed was excellent in that midfield. He got stuck in, composed on the ball, set the tempo of the game, and he got that assist for the first goal from Warner Brown. So I'm going to go ahead and give Bobby Reed an 8.5 rating. Leon Bailey, better than Demarai Gray in this game. Still not playing at the levels that we expected of him. However, that Cephas goal did come courtesy of a switch. That was a wonderfully switched ball that found Kahim Dixon. I personally think that the ball went away after Dixon controlled it. However, that's the nature of the game. We ended up getting that. But if that was scored on Jamaica, I would be livid. So I'm going to give Leon Bailey a 7.5 rating. Cephas and Warner Brown, the two up top, they both played well. They both scored. As we all know, we're going to get from Cephas. He's going to be selfish. He's going to try to use his speed. But the thing is, he's a threat and he's a danger. And you don't want to play against his player as a wing back. So it was a very good performance from Cephas. He scored. I'll go ahead and give him an 8.0 rating. Warner Brown, he really set the pace for us. He scored that important, vital goal that gave us the comfort. I'm going to give him the man of the match with a rating of 9. I really want to see him moving forward as the starting striker. Honestly, the team needs that youthful exuberance. He's hungry. He has the quality. He can run in behind. He can hold up the ball when needed. And he's a threat up top. Shamar Nicholson does not have that anymore. When Shamar Nicholson was Warner Brown's age, he had it. But he's definitely lost it. And I don't see him getting it back anytime soon. Mikel Antonio is going to come in, but obviously he's not going to be here for World Cup. I think Warner Brown has done enough. When playing amongst better players, he has shown that he has the quality to perform. So for me, Warner Brown is our starting striker going into those World Cup qualifiers. And moving on into the bench, Joshua Anglin came on to see out the game. He got a late yellow card. I'll just give him a standard 5. Damian Lowe, standard 5. But Kahim Dixon, I'll give him a 7.0 rating due to the fact that he got that assist to make it a very comfortable victory for Jamaica. So, yeah, folks, that is it for my match review and player ratings. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the different thoughts that I made in this video. Share your thoughts down below. Pull up that comment section. Remember, smash that like button. I need to get this video to at least 100 likes. Thank you guys so much for your support. Remember, we are on the goal to 5,000 subscribers. You got us to the 1,000 mark to get us monetized. You got us to the 2,000 mark quickly, the 3,000 mark quickly, the 4,000 mark fairly quickly as well. So we're on that aim to get to 5,000 subscribers. So just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
Big up Gunnaz, I hear that. Don't know some of the Gunnaz, but say, but big up Gunnaz.